In one of the most remarkable wins of the year, the Denver Nuggets beat the Golden State Warriors without three of their starters after a tricky homestand, to say the least. And we're joined by head coach Michael Malone, brought to you by the Central City Casino Parkway, your 4 lanes to fun. Coach, thanks for going to the extra effort as you're joining us in transit today, from what I understand. Is that right?
Yeah, we just boarded the plane here in San Francisco, getting ready to head down to L.A. And I told the pilot he can't take off until I talk to you guys. So here we are.
Well, I'm glad we're able to have a smile and a laugh. And what a performance. So maybe just take us through the process of making that decision for the 3 starters, for Christian, Nicole, and Jamal to sit, and what you were looking at in terms of putting a game plan together last night.
Well, yeah, it was really simple. All 3 of those players that you mentioned, Nicola, Jamal, CB, 3 starters, all just, it wasn't that they needed a game to rest. They're all just banged up. We saw Jamal roll the ankle at the end of that Washington game. We know Nicola's been dealing with ankle, elbow, shoulder. CB's on playing with a really sore foot. And as he told me, playing the game and playing the game effectively are 2 different things. And all 3 of those guys just weren't able to go out there and play. And the more important thing, the thing we should talk about, is the guys that did play, because an incredible win. That team had gone 14-1 their last 15 games. We're coming off of a really tough loss at home at the buzzer to Washington without 3 starters. And we just competed, man. We played so hard. I thought our defense was great throughout. To hold that team to 8 3-point field goal makes is a great number. And since the trade, since they got Jimmy Butler, they had the number 5 offense, averaging 120 points a night. And we go in there and hold them to 105 points. Russell Westbrook was incredible. Aaron Gordon was just insane what he did. Michael Porter's 21-10. And I felt we got some really good contributions from Peyton Watson, Hunter Tyson, Vlatko, Spencer Jones. Everybody that played last night contributed to a win. And now we got to try to do it again tomorrow night in L.A.
Coach, I'm going to start with Aaron Gordon, the obvious here, the game that he had. You had some almost emotional comments about him after the game, talking about what he's been through this year with his brother, his family, and you called him the most unselfish player in the NBA. What makes Aaron Gordon so unselfish?
From day one that he's been here, he checked his ego at the door. It wasn't about Aaron Gordon. It was about him coming here and finding a way to fit in and help this team. And, part of being selfless is a big part of our culture. And I think Aaron Gordon has embodied that ever since he's arrived in Denver. And it's easy when you don't have Nicola, Jamal, and CB. It could have been a night where, hey, man, maybe I need it. But Aaron Gordon, Russell Westbrook, Michael Porter, our guys, they attacked the opportunity last night. And we didn't feel sorry for ourselves after a tough loss. We didn't feel sorry for ourselves without having 3 starters. We prepare to win every game. We expect to win every game. And Aaron Gordon obviously had a career high in a Nuggets uniform last night, and it couldn't have come at a better time.
You had Hunter Tyson with his first NBA start, and you had Spencer Jones with his first meaningful NBA minutes. In Spencer Jones's case, he had played in back-to-back G League games and had arrived that day. Maybe you can talk us through him, what kind of player he is, and that process about saying, okay, it's your time, Spencer. Let's go.
Well, he's been doing a great job for us playing with the Grand Rapids Gold. He's one of the best 3-point shooters in the G League. He's big, he's strong, he's physical. He can guard in multiple positions. And when I knew that we were going to have 3 starters out, there's a reason I called him back to join us. I wanted to give Spencer a chance. He's done everything that we've asked him to do. And, he played at Stanford, so I think last night was even more special for him.
Sure.
Because he had a lot of friends and family in attendance. But, it's all about staying ready. And for me, it's always about giving guys a chance. And last night was Hunter getting a start. He goes out there and gets 9 points, 7 rebounds, 2 steals, did a lot of really good things for us. And then Spencer off the bench gives us 6 points, a couple of big baskets in the paint. And I really liked his defense and his ability to switch and be physical and guard. And, we don't win the game without either Hunter or Spencer and their impacts that they both had.
What was the key last night to contain the 3 ball from a very good shooting team in such an effective manner like you guys did?
Well, we've I think we've beaten Golden State 9 straight times now, and we always, when we play them, we do things a little bit differently. And when I realized that Nicole wasn't going to play, and we were going to start Aaron at the 5, and Zeke was going to be a backup 5, that allowed us to really use our athleticism and our versatility on the defensive end. We switched a lot of ball screens. We switched a lot of their catch and shoot actions to try to make them 2-point scorers. So they scored 64 in the paint, which is quite a bit, but that's not what they want to do. To hold that team to only 8 threes, Steph Curry goes 4 of 14. Mind you, the first time we played Golden State, we beat them in our building. Steph was 4 for 15. That's 8 for 29 from the three-point line in 2 games by Steph Curry. You don't see that very often from the best shooter this game has probably ever seen. But you can have any game plan you want. It's not about the game plan. It's about how the players believe in it, attack it, and execute it. And I thought our guys did a hell of a job last night.
After the Washington game, you said, we got lucky against L.A. We did not get lucky against the Wizards. Walk us through that 48 hours for you, Coach. And, yeah, I mean, this is you get into the press room, you crumple up the score sheet, you throw it away against the Lakers. It's a rough loss, no doubt about it, against Washington. What was that like for you and your staff?
Oh, I mean, it's the NBA. Yeah, I mean, like, you can be the Lakers team that has most of their players not playing, and you have to fight, scratch, and claw to get that win. Then the very next night, your 5th game in 7 nights against a team that's already beaten us, that's just at the bottom of the Eastern Conference. You have control of the game until you don't. Jordan Poole goes crazy, and he makes a 3 at the end of the game because we were unable to get any stops when it mattered in that 4th quarter. And when I say that's the NBA, is that Golden State, nobody else cares. No one feels sorry for you, and they shouldn't. So we got to make sure that we don't feel sorry for ourselves. We understand why we lost and try to go to Golden State and now L.A. and then Portland and then Houston on this 4-game road trip and find ways to compete and win. And my job as a head coach is to make sure I'm coaching, teaching, holding guys accountable, but more importantly, I'm keeping this group together. And I that's why I was so proud of the group last night. Had every reason to lay down last night, but we didn't because we got a tough group, a resilient group, and a group that's won a lot of basketball games, more than anybody else in these last 6-7 years in the NBA. And our job's not done. Doesn't get any easier. We know what's on the line tomorrow night in L.A., and hopefully we get the same kind of effort and determination that we had last night against Golden State.
Coach, know you're on the plane. We won't keep you long here, but I know as the season winds down, you get into the playoffs. For most coaches, the tendency is to use your bench less and less. Does a game like that put it in the back of your mind, maybe I'll turn to a guy or two when previously I might not have?
Well, I think we've gotten contributions from our bench all season. The reality is obviously Aaron Gordon's been in and out of the lineup. Russell Westbrook missed time. Peyton Watson missed time. Jamal's had injuries. And that's afforded me the opportunity to play the likes of a Jalen Pickett, a Zeke Najee, last night Hunter Tyson, Flacco Chanchar, who we haven't talked about, played the entire 4th quarter last night. He's been out with injuries since November. So I think depending upon the game, depending upon the situation, you pick the guys that you think are going to give you the best chance to win. And the good thing for our group is that a lot of guys have played meaningful minutes this year and have shown that they can, when called upon, go out there and do their job and help this team win at the highest level.
All right, we're going to let you go because we're going to talk about an idiot from ESPN who said that it was a disgrace to the NBA that you didn't play Jokic last night. And
you should be embarrassed.
Yeah, you should be embarrassed and humiliated. Some of these ESPN guys, Coach.
Somebody really said that?
Do you want to hear it?
I don't want to hear it. I just want to know who said it.
Bontemps. Bontemps, whatever his name is, Bontemps, last name Bontemps.
Tim Bontemps.
You know what the best thing about that is? I don't even know who that is.
All right.
I mean, so that speaks to that, but that is just an asinine comment. Nikola Jokic has been the most available player in the NBA in the last 10 years, and no other 3-time MVP plays nearly as many games as Nikola Jokic.
Correct.
And for him to say that, it just speaks to the ignorance that some of these people have.
That's right, and that's what we're going to do too. We're going to have fun ripping on him because it's so bizarrely misguided and untrue that you do wonder what these guys are thinking when they're getting on TV. It's seriously.
Well, matter of fact, you said the game doesn't even matter because you didn't play your starters.
It's so ridiculous, Coach. I won't even bother with it. Maybe you'll come across it. Maybe you won't. We thank you so much for. Hey, where does Hastings sit on the plane? You're on there with him. Where is he?
No, Hastings. We got him a seat right next to the toilet.
Perfect, right where he belongs.
Yep, he's in the way back.
All right, Coach. We appreciate it, and best of luck in LA tomorrow night. Thank you, Coach.
All right, guys. Appreciate it, man. Take care. Talk to you next week.